world, I wouldn't have met you at all. In a perfect world, I would have said hi and moved on. Unfortunately, I don't know anything about love and its foolish tendencies. And just like Chet, I tend to fall in love too easily. In a perfect world, I'd live out my days by the sea. In a light blue cottage, just the sand, the ocean, and me. Unfortunately, I'm too romantic, dramatic for that reality. I go ahead and just like Chet, I fall in love too easily. Why did you put me through 11 months of You're So Pretty's I misused? It's absurd what even occurred between autumn and spring. If you had never loved me. In a perfect world, I wouldn't have met you that night. Would have stayed with my friends and just danced till the morning light. Unfortunately, I can't trust anybody that tells me anything. I go ahead and just like that, I fall a little hard and fast. At every turn I feel a little heartbreak and a little burn. And just like Chet, I tend to fall in love too easily. Just like Chet, I tend to fall in love too easily.
Hi everyone, thanks for checking out my cover of Just Like Chet by Laufey. Definitely at this rate I'll have the entire album transcribed by Christmas with all the requests. So for this song we need our capo on the 7th fret, standard tuning, and you know, actually with this song we're going to be playing quite a few familiar chords, even for the beginners. So let's jump right into it. We are starting off with a G chord, but we're not actually going to be playing all the notes in the G chord, just the 6th string, 4th string and 2nd string. So we can even just play it right with just our 3rd finger on the 6th string here. Now the picking pattern for most of this song is going to be thumb and ring finger together. Right, so if I with a G, the ring finger's on the 2nd string. And our index finger is going to be playing the 4th string. So it'd be thumb and index together, and a 4th string. Okay. Now this kind of pattern of the thumb and a finger, whether it's the ring finger or middle finger pinching together, and then the index finger playing after that, is going to run mostly through this entire song. So when you get to different chords, you know, we might change strings, but the pattern is still the same. And I'll tell you when it gets different later on. So the intro and the verse starts off like this: G chord, Then we have a B minor 7. The only two notes that we need to play are the 2nd fret 5th string and 2nd fret 3rd string. And the 3 strings that we're playing are the 5th, 4th and 3rd. This is our root flat 3 and flat 7, hence the B minor 7. And again, pinching and index finger alternating. Now halfway through this bar, we're going from the B minor 7 to a B augmented chord. So we're going to take off our 3rd finger, depending whether you're playing it like this. It'd be different fingers, but I'd recommend this way, therefore the root note can stay on the entire time when we have to change chords. We're going to take off our ring finger and put our 1st finger down on the 4th string 1st fret. So we've got 2, 1 and 0. Same strings again, 5th, 4th and 3rd. Root, major 3rd, augmented 5th. Okay, so far, G, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. Then it's just an E minor 7. Now although we don't play any of the notes that are fretted, so there's our E minor 7, the 6th string, 4th string and 2nd string. For some reason I just keep my finger down on this 5th string, I think just for security in case I accidentally do hit it, so I get the 5th then instead of, which would be the 4th, or like this kind of sus4, the 11. And then after the E minor 7, right, we jump up to a C minor major 7. So to begin with, is this sound. It's going to be our 3rd finger. You're going to want to use this finger for this because we're going to add some extra notes. So our 3rd finger on the 5th string, 3rd fret, just like our usual C chord would be played. And then we're going to use our 1st finger, right, on the 4th string, 1st fret. Now we're going to run up each string here. So you could either use your thumb and 3 fingers or thumb and 2 fingers. And when you get up to the 2nd string, we're going to add on a little finger onto the 3rd fret on the 2nd string. So we get that extra note. Alright, back to the root note, and then we're going to take off the little finger, change the index finger to the 1st fret, just like a kind of the C chord again, so that's just our root note. Back down to our root, so little finger, index finger. Now that pattern, those 4 bars, 5 chords, repeats a lot through the verses. So, this is what we got so far. Sorry, it's not that. And your E minor. C minor major 7. Right, now that repeats twice at the beginning of the verse. It's the same in the intro as well. Not repeating twice, just the structure. And after we've played that twice in the verse, we're going to do the first half is the same, but instead of the C minor major 7, we're going to be playing an A dominant 7 chord. So we have the G. Want to see those? Alright, E minor 7, and A dominant 7. Just 0, 2, 0, 2. Right, just like an A chord, but without the middle finger. And then we go down to an A minor 7. Just like an A minor chord, right? But without that note in between. So from here to here. And then we go down to an A diminished chord. So that's going to be 0 on the 5th fret, 1. 0 on the 5th string, 1 on the 4th string, 0 on the 3rd string, 1 on the 2nd string. And again, just the 5th, 4th and 2nd string. We're not using the 3rd string in here, because that'd make it a minor 7 flat 5 chord, and that's not what we're aiming for. Actually, you know what? That would actually work. Given the harmony, that would definitely work. But, okay. And then we go back to the beginning, of the entire song, essentially, structure-wise, and we play the intro, the verse, up until that point again. Now, for anyone that wants to learn quickly the harmony in it, G is we're in the key of G, right? Relative to the capo, we have our minor 3 chord, here the B minor 7, and that turns into the augmented, which is actually the 5 chord to the E minor, the chord that follows. So it's essentially we're using an E dominant. If you extended it, it'd be an E dominant augmented or an E dominant sharp 5. A B dominant sharp 5 or B augmented, sorry. Goes to the E minor. So that's our 6th chord. Alright, so if it wasn't clear from my fumbling, the B, the 3 minor chord turns into a B augmented, which if extended further would be a B7. Right, and that's just our 5 to our 1, which is the 6th chord, the E minor. And then we go to a minor 4 chord, our C, our C minor major 7. And that works because we're now borrowing, we're borrowing from the parallel minor, and then we're turning that parallel minor into melodic minor, right? Instead of just our normal minor. Okay. Alright, so that's like the harmony. So after we get to the A diminished, if you're following on the chart, we have our A diminished where the earlier repeat sign was. We're now going to jump back to the G chord for 2 bars. Now we're going to jump into like a bridge section, I guess. A minor 7. So 0, 2, 0, 1. D7. Right, that'd be from the 4th string, 0, 2, 1, 2. And then to our G chord. Then our E minor 7 chord. Back to the A minor 7. Now we're going to go for a B7. Right, this is our, once again, our 5 chords. So instead of being a B augmented, it's now a B7, the B dominant 7. To our E minor. To our A dominant. Down to our A minor. A diminished. Right, we know these chords, I've gone through them already. And then we jump back to the beginning of the verse. Now I didn't say actually the B7 notes, so that's from the 5th string, fret 2, fret 4 on the 4th string, fret 2 on the 3rd string, fret 4 on the 2nd string. So after going back to the 3rd verse, we get to the end. So when we play the E minor 7 to the A7, we now jump up to this chord. I've kind of written it down as a C sharp minor 7 with a few alterations in it. Essentially, it's just 1 finger on the 4th fret 5th string, and we're going to be playing the 5th, 4th, and 2nd string. Up and down the notes: thumb, index finger, ring finger, index finger. 1, 2, 3, 4. Now all we've got to do is move it down a fret to the 3rd fret, and then once again, and then we take the finger off for half a bar, and then we play the A7. So if that wasn't very clear, we go C sharp, C, major 9, B minor 7, an A9 sus to an A7, and then just like that, A minor 7, A dominant, A diminished 7. Stay on the G, and for the very ending, it's the A minor 7. And then you just ring out the last chord, the G chord. Okay, I hope that was clear. As I said, most of those chords are fairly straightforward, even if you're new to some of them. There's only 1 bar chord in this song, the B7. The rest are relatively simple, okay? Maybe the trickiest part on this is just getting that C minor major movement going, and that's about it. If you've got any questions, please drop a comment below. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel, give it a thumbs up, and click the bell button. If you'd like the tabs for this or the charts for it, please please go over to the Patreon page and subscribe, where you can get access to them all, and including some tabs that don't have videos to them on YouTube. Great. Thank you very much for watching. Take care.